I was waiting for 2-1.
Producing is low budget here. Howie dare! It's going to be more just inaudible every time I say it now. It's eventually going to be like, hey, what the? Week 10, trade deadline.
Coming up.
We got a lot to talk about today. Trade deadline was today.
I thought you meant fantasy.
Oh, that's
You're right. It was today.
The NFL trade deadline was today. Our fantasy trade line is soon, within the next week and a half-ish. How you doing tonight?
Good.
On this fine Tuesday night.
Got a dense dock.
Yeah.
We had to do.
It's nice and cool up here, which is nice.
Yeah, I'm rocking a sweatshirt.
Our Niner sign is on this time. I think we're 0 for our last 3 on the shows, putting it on.
Yep. We got the Warriors game on here, so I might be peeking every now and then.
Yeah, Warriors up 10 with 2 minutes left against the Suns. And yeah, a lot of news, a lot of trades. We'll talk about all that. We'll talk about the Monday night game recap of the Cowboys and Cards, everybody's favorite 2 teams. And then a Thursday night preview of the Raiders going into Denver, division game against the Broncos. And yeah, jam-packed doc, so we're just going to run back the starts of the week this week. I feel like it's appropriate to talk about that since we did fairly well last week. On the starts of the week, we hit on both quarterbacks. I hit on my tight end. Who was your tight end? Oh, Loveland. Yeah, we both hit on the tight ends. Marv had a good game, so I hit on that.
Oh, that was your start of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only one was Kamani Vidal.
And Chase was good. And what was my running back? Chase Brown. Wasn't he okay?
I think he had oh, wait.
I don't think he did that great.
I think he had 13 points.
Yeah, so
I mean that works.
6.5 for 8 on starts of the week. Okay.
Well, and a couple of them banged out too.
Yeah, really, really good. And then we'll do the weekly DraftKings. Obviously, no Mike tonight. Might just stop bringing
Surprising.
it up. He said
after a dub,
he said he was potentially going to show up tonight, and then ghosted us. So we might have to slip him some more incentives. Okay. With that being said, let's get into all the news that we have for this trade deadline episode.
News team, assemble!
Not so much fantasy related news. Maybe you can
potentially
bring something up that I haven't thought about, but we'll start with the Raiders sending off Jacoby Myers to the Jags. Okay. To the Jags is a little interesting for fantasy purposes for a 4th and a 6th round pick. So Jacoby finally got his wish to get out of there. With Travis Hunter going on IR, maybe that sparked this move a little bit, as the Jags, we just talked about them in our last episode, not being a playoff team, but clearly they think otherwise, as they're still trying to go for it.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of got to, because I was looking earlier, actually, today, as I listened to our pod, and I was just like, I forget there was that extra team, the 7th. I know you said it on the pod, but I was looking at the teams.
I mean, they're still out of the 7.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
Colts.
6. I think they are 7th.
If it ended today?
What's the Chiefs' record?
Better than...
Well, Chiefs just lost. Wasn't that their 4th loss?
Let me see.
Or was that the 3rd?
We got... Oh, my goodness. Chiefs are 5-4.
So I think the Jags are that 7th
Jags
spot.
are 5-3. But as far as you would think that the Chiefs wouldn't be this mid as the season ends.
I mean, the Ravens lose 2 more games, and what's that? That's 7 losses.
They're 3-5.
Yes, I mean, they kind of gotta not win out, but almost.
Pats are 7-2. Patriots, Bills, Steelers, Colts, Broncos, Chargers. Yeah, it is the Jags actually. By record right now.
But yeah, like you meant, I still think, Mahomes, and it's funny, I was actually talking about it with a coworker today. They always bring it up, Andy Reid and the Chiefs after a bye. They're like, swear it's like almost
It's
undefeated.
1,000,000 Yeah.
So you think they're going to win right away, 6-4, and then they'll just turn it on. So yeah, I think it's still they're out, but being that they are in it right now, I think it makes sense that they're still trying.
Rashid Shaheed traded to Seattle for a fourth and a fifth round pick. So I think this really just helps everybody. Helps Darnold, might help JSN even, taking a little more pressure off him because they really didn't have I mean, they have Cup, but he's more of just there as a locker room guy, it seems, at this
Isn't
point.
Jason? No, isn't the dudes that like Horton?
Mhm.
Is he like a burner?
I think he's more of like an athletic guy. I don't know about a burner. But he hasn't caught that many balls. He's been efficient with his catches, but Shaheed will definitely stretch the field, I think, more than anyone that they've had. So that's good for Darnold, and his arrow's already been pointing up. So we love to see that. Sauce Gardner from the fire sale Jets to the Colts for Adonai Mitchell and 2 first-round picks. This one was interesting. I think the other guy that they gave up to the Cowboys, Quinnen Williams, I thought he was more of a difference maker. I mean, I'm not really the best defensive person to talk ball with, but I know that, the NFL really values the defensive line and trying to get after the quarterback. He's more of the nose tackle guy than a defensive end, but I think he's a game wrecker for sure.
The Cowboys got rid of too a guy I know Cowboys guys were hating. I think his name is Nas Smith? Something Smith. He was a D lineman, not doing good.
Yeah, but Quinnen Williams will easily become their best defensive player. And Sauce, I mean, he had that big contract, right? Didn't he recently sign a fat contract? And what has he really done?
I was going to say, my initial reaction to that was like,
seems like a lot.
A way of an overpay. Colts already signed. They signed Charvarius Ward from the Niners. He was on the Niners the last few years. They have Kenny Moore. It's like they've already kind of spent in that area. That is the one area where they've been getting beat. So I guess it makes sense. But what is Sauce really? I don't think he's been like a shutdown guy this year. So I don't know. I thought it was an overpay. And now, like you said, they got to take on that contract.
They're going for it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, clearly they see that they're contenders, or at least they think they are. So try and just beef up that defense a little more. I respect it. I mean, 2 firsts is a lot. Yeah. I feel like NFL costs of players is always an interesting topic of how you value the picks and whatnot. So Sauce to the Colts, Quinnen Williams to the Cowboys, Logan Wilson, linebacker, traded to the Cowboys as well. I don't really know much about him, to be honest. And then the Eagles traded for, who are these 3 guys? Brandon Graham, he didn't trade. He unretired, right? And came back to the team. And who are these other 2 guys?
Jalen Phillips is Dolphins' best edge rusher.
Okay.
And then, Jair Alexander.
Oh, Jair Alexander.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know based off this, but okay.
That was on, I think that was Monday. Those both might have been Monday, actually.
On their bye week. Hell yeah.
I mean, they went for a lot on defense.
So maybe the biggest fantasy related takeaway here is, what does Jacoby Myers do to the Jags receiving room with Parker Washington, BTJ? Maybe him and Lawrence can figure something out. But other than that, I don't think Shaheed's value changes at all. Maybe Darnold gets a little bit of at the slightest boost. That's really it.
Shaheed's actually been, especially in PPR, I mean, I have stock of him on my Dynasty team. He's actually been okay for Dynasty. I would imagine that actually going down.
You think so?
I think he's just even more of the dart.
Stick with the deep routes instead of maybe just
dart
some necessary underneath stuff with New Orleans.
Because JSN's going to eat like he has been.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Darnold's been litty this year, so maybe I don't. And also, it's like didn't seem like they were hurting there.
A receiver?
Yeah.
That's just another weapon.
Yeah.
Also, just kind of going for it, showing that the team that they want to make a move. Probably just more so just that. And the Saints and the Jets are two teams definitely go after. There was rumors of Breece Hall, Tony Pollard. Who else? DeAndre Swift, maybe, but he signed a contract recently.
Apparently, Kamara was never in the.
Kamara, well, he came out early in the season and said, "I don't want to be traded." I don't know if it's up to him or not, but he wanted to stay with the Saints for whatever reason. Yeah, but none of that stuff happened. Okay, so now to the news, the actual news. Tucker Kraft, ACL, IR, gone, out for a year. We talked about that on the last episode, so that sucks. Sneaky Luke Musgrave?
Oh, yeah, I mean, he was the initial.
I thought for a second I said the Padres guy.
No, you got it right.
What's his first name on the Padres? Luke?
Joe.
Joe Musgrove. Okay.
Oh, Musgrove. Yeah.
Or do we really just not care and it's more of just the Packers throwing it around? Doesn't matter.
Well, we'll get to some of their other injuries, but I believe Golden is going to be fine, like almost as like probably playing this week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like anyone that those list of teams that we always talk about: Chargers, Patriots, Packers. Just I never know.
Right.
Who's going to get what that week?
Washington, they're screwed.
Yeah.
Jaden Daniels dislocated arm, avoided a fracture. We both saw a report, me and you, on different platforms, I think, or different sources that said that he could potentially return this year, which was kind of weird. But it's his non-throwing arm. So
yeah, left arm. I forget the word they used. Something like an arm spiral, something. I don't know what it was, but yeah, for as gross as it looked, and there was no fractures or anything, I guess it's a pure dislocation. I don't know. Seems weird.
Yeah, agreed. So, like we talked about last episode, and we got more Washington news here. Marcus Lattimore?
Mm-hmm.
IR. Luke McCaffrey, IR. Terry's still out. Might not be back till week 13, if that's right. You put it in here. That's the first time I'm seeing that. So that sucks. That's just a year of shit for them, clearly. Which is kind of unfortunate because they came off of the NFC Championship last season and will be nowhere near that this year. Vikings coach said he'll see if Aaron Jones can increase his activity as the week progresses. He's not yet ruled out. So when Aaron Jones has missed, Jordan Mason has kind of been ranked by the fantasy community as an RB1, at least like a top 12 guy. So that's worth paying attention to. Ricky Pearsall, the weekly Niners segment, has a chance to return this week. And the team is optimistic about Brock Purdy playing.
Yeah.
Talk about a year from hell for Purdy. Maybe not the Niners. You talked about, to me, that you having Kittle, that you want Purdy back. What do you think is for these fantasy guys on the Niners? Is it really just give Kittle a boost if Purdy is back? Like McCaffrey doesn't change, right? This outlook is the same no matter what.
I feel like Mac has even thrown to him more than what Purdy was doing.
To McCaffrey?
Yeah. That's just what it has felt like.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think, I mean, the chemistry was there last year with Purdy and Kittle.
Yeah. So obviously,
that's just what I'm kind of going off of.
Mm-hmm. If you have a Kittle stock, you're hoping for Purdy to get back out there. What else we got here? Kayshon Boutte is uncertain for Sunday. And the Patriots, we brought this up last episode, that it could be a sneaky tick up for Diggs and Pop Douglas as we bring up one of the rotating teams of wide receivers for the dart throws each week. Spoiler, one of them might be in my start of the week category at the end of the episode.
Spoiler, one of them might be in my DK.
Brian Thomas Jr. with the ankle sprain is optimistic that he'll play Sunday and probably not produce for your fantasy team, according to the head coach.
Yeah.
So just keep rolling him out there, I guess, as what is he at this point? A wide receiver 2, low end wide receiver 2? Worse?
Oh, like his actual ranking?
Yeah.
I would guess flex range.
Okay. I mean, I have him in the league and he hasn't done shit for me all year. Besides,
So,
I think like one game.
It's where we always hear like the high ankle sprain, right? That's the ones that we always hear about where they're out for a while. I guess this one's called a low ankle sprain. So I guess it's, or it's a low grade high ankle sprain. That's what they called it.
Gotcha.
Which I guess is better. Yeah, he's 39
on the season.
Yeah.
That might be like where he's at from like, I'm talking about like just ranking generally in a week. Maybe like 25 to 30, seems like.
Around there. Yeah, flex for me.
Jacoby Brissett named quarterback one Sunday for Seattle with Kyler as the backup for now. I did see that this morning. I mean, I didn't watch much of this Monday night game, but I watched. Who did they play last week?
Cardinals were on bye. No. Were they on bye?
Because he played, Brissett played another game, right? He looked good in that game, whatever game that was.
Why did I think they were on bye?
Is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, Packers, maybe? No, they were on bye. And before that was Packers, and Brissett played against them.
Okay, but he looked good in that game, I think.
They should have won.
Okay, yeah.
And Green Bay came back.
Yeah, so I think
he's played the last 2 games because he played the Colts after that.
I mean, we've talked about Kyler a lot this year and just how disappointing he's been, how disappointing he's looked, I think is even more of the talking point. And they just went into Dallas and beat solid Cowboys team, at least their offense. Marv had a great game, and Brissett has looked good.
Yeah, we'll get into more detail about that when we go over the Monday night game. But that was surprising. I didn't get to see much of it either because of our stupid what do we have? YouTube TV.
Oh, yeah, YouTube TV.
They dropped Disney.
Not a sponsor.
ESPN. Might be switching here soon.
Definitely switching because we got to be able to watch Monday night.
I mean, not only that, but like basketball's here. I mentioned if we were to stay with it for the long term, like the finals is on ABC, we wouldn't get any of that. Like, that sounds terrible. We got to get out of it.
That's super whack.
But apparently it might come back because they're still talking. I don't know. Just doesn't get out.
Yeah, it doesn't seem great. Rams, optimistic Puka won't miss any time. I kind of expected this, depending on a scan of his ribs. I mean, he was coming in back, and he could have came back to that game. I think he came back to the sideline with his helmet on. We talked about that last episode. So we should be okay until his next injury, which will probably be this week.
Yeah, he
some different injury.
Seems soft. Plays hard.
Well, yes, and yes. Because did you see how he got hurt?
No, you told me about it. He fell on the football.
Yeah, he got a carry and was coming across the field and he just got tackled. And he landed his chest on the ground with the ball. He landed on the ball. So I'm just like, what?
Fuck, you ain't wearing pads?
Yeah, I don't know. He does play hard, but also he's had.
He takes some hits too.
Yeah, a ton of smaller, different injuries throughout.
They're just weird.
Few years. But you're gonna keep rolling him back out there. Obviously, if he's healthy, and even if he's not healthy, you'll probably still throw him out there. Jim Harbaugh said Omarion Hampton is not expected to be activated from IR until week 13 at the earliest, so the Kamani Vidal stock is still valuable for a few more weeks.
Yeah, and something I didn't put in there just because it seems like it's Vidal's backfield, but they just put Haskins on IR. So I don't even know if they got another guy back there, but
okay.
Seems like it's Vidal's show until Hampton's ready.
Yeah, we talked about him also last episode. He's basically had a good game every other week for the last 4 weeks. Seems like a solid, maybe high-end RB2.
Yeah, let down this past week against the Titans.
I'd love to have him.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that. As a Ken and Tracy and who else the fuck do I have? RJ Harvey owner. And who else we got? Oh, there he is. Gare Bear will resume practicing this week. Yes, he's still on the Jets with an update coming later in the week. Come on, Gare Bear. We need you back. Fields needs you back. Because you're really the only. I wonder what he's thinking, like with all the trades and like, should I have signed this big contract with this team instead of testing free agency?
He seems like in all his interviews, he seems very
Professional,
mature.
Yeah,
So he gives me the vibe of like,
loyalty.
this is who drafted me.
Yeah,
I'll take a contract with them.
to a fault, maybe. And then no updates on the following players who. Well, one of these guys have been out for a while, but these other guys have either missed 1 week or 2 weeks. Bucky Irving, Chris Godwin on the Bucks. No updates, but I assume that things will be looking better after the bye week. As my Baker jersey's on, they're back from bye this week.
Better for Bucky than Godwin.
Okay.
That's the vibes I'm getting from reading some things.
Okay. AJ Brown and Saquon. No updates. DeAndre Swift. This one's interesting because obviously Kyle Monangai had a great game last week, even if Swift comes back or not, to see what those roles will be going forward.
I kind of want to see him come back just so we can see what they do.
And if Swift is out, that's great for anyone who got Monangai on the late waiver ad.
Yeah, if Swift is out, Monangai's a smash. Playing the Giants.
Ramondre. Everyone's favorite guy.
Yeah.
And Quinshawn Judkins.
Yeah, so we're going to wait till tomorrow probably. That's when the injury reports come out. Practice reports. We'll see if there's any updates on these guys.
Yeah, because a lot of these guys, I mean, Bucky owners have been waiting for him.
I mean, these are all starters outside
dudes.
of Godwin.
Yeah.
So
we'll have to pay attention to that over the last couple of days or next couple of days. All right. Anything else from this news that you wanted to talk about or anything that sparks your interest a little bit?
No, I was going to bring up guys that didn't get traded, but you kind of already hit that. Brees stayed. The Kamara stayed.
There was a little Tony Pollard rumor, but nothing happened.
That's another one I'm interested to see as the season goes on.
They're split.
Yeah, like, I don't know.
Still, it's like, I don't even know who's more talented. It's just the offense disgusts me. Yeah, as someone who has terrible running back problems right now, I don't even know if I'd want one of those guys over the guys that I have, which is saying something.
All right, if it was just one of them, maybe.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. Same thing with like the Seattle guys.
I like, just from the eye test, I like Spears better.
He seems like he's got a little more juice, but he's also been more injury prone in his career and just hasn't really gotten a chance, to be honest. All right, Monday night, Cardinals Cowboys. Neither of us really watched this game.
I watched it on Gamecast.
Okay. I watched a couple moments. Enough to see that really the Cowboys couldn't get anything going, and the Cardinals and Jacoby Brissett looked pretty solid. So we'll talk about the Cardinals first, just looking for the results here. Mari DiMercato, 14 carries, ?
Led the team.
Seems like another gross backfield situation. As Trey Benson, is there an update on him?
It's close. Yeah, he's close to returning.
Okay.
That was another weird, we talked about the weird kind of updates from the past week with the Ramondre and the Swift. There was an update that, like, in practice, Michael Carter, because remember, they dropped him, then they brought him back to the practice squad, they elevated him, and they said he was getting first team reps in all the practices.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see the game, and I don't think Michael Carter, I don't even know if he played, but it was just DiMercato got all the carries, or the majority of them. So that was weird to see. Because when they first got Carter, we were saying, I was just looking. So he was reverted back to the practice squad, Michael Carter. But when they first got Carter, we were saying, like, DiMercato will probably stay in his role. He's like the third down back. And I think it was Carter for that 1 week, and then it went to Bam Knight.
Yeah, so
Just sounds like a stay away.
Michael Carter did not record
Play.
any. Yeah, so he didn't get anything. DeMarcado had 14 for 79, Bam Knight 9 for 27.
Carter
Yeah,
was
that's interesting.
active, but didn't play a snap.
Okay.
So that's really weird.
Yeah, Marv had 6 catches at halftime, and I believe that was the most in his career for a game at that point at halftime, and then he ended with 7. 7 for 96 and a touchdown for Marv. Hell yeah. McBride 5 for 55 and a touchdown, so your Cardinals came through for you. And if you somehow had to start Jacoby Brissett in any situation, you were probably okay with that. 21 for 31, 261, and 2 touchdowns. Looks okay.
And the rushing touchdown.
Right. I mean, the weapons on this team are not bad. Marv, Michael Wilson, Trey McBride, NFL guys like DeMarcado, Greg Dortch,
Zay Jones.
Zay Jones, Elijah Higgins is a solid big backup tight end. So I don't know. Maybe it is Kyler that's the problem. And probably some play calling.
Yeah. It's a former offensive lineman or something that's calling the plays.
I don't know who this guy is.
Offensive line
I only know
coach.
the head coach was from Philly. Gannon. I think he was the defensive coordinator.
He was the D coordinator, then Steichen was.
Yeah. The offensive
Wasn't O'Connell there too? Where did he come from?
Maybe earlier.
I thought Kevin O'Connell was there.
As I bring up the Cowboys, here we go.
Talk about your boys.
Yeah, I didn't watch. Had decent expectations. I also watched a few of these on Gamecast. Dak got sacked a few times. Pull up this. It's 5 times.
He got sacked twice on that last possession.
That was the one I was watching on Gamecast, which was like sack. I was like, okay, I'm done. Yeah, 5 sacks for Dak. He threw a pick, threw a touchdown to, what was it, Flanair?
I saw that.
Flanoy. Didn't see it. Dak 24 for 39, 250. Yeah, I didn't watch the game, so I don't really have much reasoning why. Maybe just rush night and a pressured night for Dak if he's getting sacked 5 times.
Yeah, I mean, I put in here, by the way, Kevin O'Connell, Rams OC. Makes more sense. They had 9 drives. 6 of those ended with a turnover, a punt, or downs because they went for it. Then they had a field goal, a touchdown, and a missed field goal. And then I think we were watching. Were you watching when they blocked the punt?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was one of their scores. So I don't know if this is just
at home too.
What the F happened? Because
couldn't get into rhythm.
They played the Packers at home, and that was a crazy game.
Yeah, this is why nobody knows really anything coming to these games. Javonte had 15 for 83, so averaged just 5.5 yards a carry. Did you see the clip on social media when he fumbled? That's they're saying on the field that
was very loud.
Javonte's ass.
It's almost like they were just mic'd up.
Or they were near some kind of mic.
Yeah.
I mean, CD had 7 for 85, Pickens 6 for 79, Ferg 5 for 50, just a bunch of
Ferg fumbled.
I saw that live. Just a bunch of okay games. They just couldn't get in the end zone, I guess. Couldn't execute.
I did put in here for you to riff off of. So weeks 1 through 9, Dak had the 10th hardest QB schedule, and then the rest of the year after their bye this week. It's pretty much the same. It goes down 2 spots to the 8th hardest.
Right.
So is it just same expectations?
Yeah, I mean, Dak has had a few tough games, a lot of good ones. I still have a lot of faith in this offense. I said on I think it was a couple episodes ago, we were talking about my team, and you were asking me about my panic meter for everyone. Dak was a 0. I'm super confident in this offense, maybe more so than the Bucs and Baker right now.
What about the defensive moves? Because we love that their defense is trash.
Yeah, I don't think that. I mean, I don't think that's good. Quinn Williams is going to come in and just change everything.
They got Logan Wilson too. He was the linebacker. I think you said you know who that was. He was the linebacker on Cincy, and he's been there for a few years. He got benched for a rookie. There was some drama with him a few weeks ago. He's the captain. He wears the C on his chest, but he got benched for a rookie. And he said he was taking it like fine or it sucked, but he was going to be a professional about it. And then, sure enough,
Eventually.
gets traded. So there's probably some rumbling coming from his side of things saying he wants out.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the first, like, what was it, 5-6 weeks of this year, Dak was a top 5 quarterback, and now he's slipped to like top 10. I would think he's just a top 10 quarterback rest of season. He'll have some good games. He'll have some mid games. But I mean, how could you not like this offense? CD, Pickens, Ferg, Javante.
Yeah, the way Javante's been playing.
Yeah, I mean, when I have a quarterback on my fantasy team and their running back, I want the running back to be as good as possible because it's a good example with the Bucks and Bucky. It just keeps the chains going, keeps the offense in a good rhythm. I mean, sure, he'll snipe some touchdowns here and there, but we'll just give more chances to score for those quarterbacks. What else can we talk about?
They do get the Raiders after their bye.
Love that.
So,
Always.
but then it's a tough stretch. Eagles, Chiefs, Lions, Vikings, Chargers.
That is tough.
So, but you would also think the flip side of that is they'll have to throw in those games.
Yeah,
probably.
that's what I always
so I
think
would. It's almost like
with them.
Like I put in there for Javante. He obviously had his second fumble of the year, still third in touchdowns, but I would probably lower expectations on him with that schedule, and maybe I would imagine Dak would either stay the same or even go up because you would think they would have to throw more in those games with the tougher opponents. A couple of them are at home, but I mean they just lost to the Cardinals. So.
Right. Okay, I mean it's really straightforward guys here for the Cardinals and the Cowboys. I don't think there's really many question marks. Marv, you keep starting him, right? Like you just throw him out there and
yeah, I've always been in on Marv.
Yeah,
I like him as a top wide receiver 2, top half.
Yeah, McBride. There's no questions. Are we staying away from the Cardinals backfield?
So I was trying to look. There's no technically. I think he can have it activated already, but it might be. I mean, what was it? Was it a knee procedure?
Let's see.
I thought it was like he got a procedure done, but I can't remember.
I
was trying to look like when he first went out.
I'm looking at a report that says Week 10 waivers. Is Trey Benson a surefire bet to reclaim the RB1 spot?
So maybe there might be an update we get tomorrow about potentially maybe
torn meniscus.
Damn.
Originally 4 to 6 weeks.
Okay, and he went out. Was it like week 4? Week 4 was his last game. So yeah, so he's been out already. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, so it's close.
This is his 4th game, so I believe, this is the first week that he could be that practice window.
Right.
But yeah, we'll have to wait tomorrow to see what the update is. But yeah, like I said, for me, stay away
until he comes back.
Especially since DeMercado came out of nowhere and led the backfield.
I don't really want to play with that fire.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Thursday night preview. The Raiders and the Broncos.
Who we got?
Denver.
You can have the Raids.
Denver's favored by.
Take your quarterback, Geno.
Yeah, that was very short-lived.
You loved it.
It was great. Got me a win. Denver favored by 8.5. Over-under's 42.5. Start with the Raiders. No Jacoby. Genty expectations. They really just abandoned the run last week, but you got to keep throwing them out there, right?
Yeah, you got to throw them out there, but definitely soften your expectations there.
Like probably going into Denver, I always say, is like the toughest.
Maybe
matchup.
More passing. I mean, he hit 5 for like 50 and a tug.
Got the receiving touchdown.
So maybe the expectation will be there more so than like going 80 and a touchdown on the ground. I don't think that's happening.
Right.
So yeah, I would lower the expectations there.
Brock Bowers.
Yeah, especially after last week. Against the good defense, Jaguars.
Yeah.
That's a different beast.
Yeah, this one, it's tough. It's really just Genty, Bowers. I mean, some people were probably starting Trey Tucker, Jacoby Myers in a PPR situation. Now there's one less receiver. Surtain is not playing, or he's trending towards not playing.
He's out, but they said he's not. No IR. I don't believe they put him on the IR. I think they. Let me check real quick. They haven't had their bye, I don't believe. I think it's game. Let's see. Yeah, so they play Raiders, play Chiefs, then bye. I think it's leaning more towards coming back after the bye.
Okay. I mean, it's not like there's really a guy to shut down here for the Raiders, but a Trey Tucker flex situation.
I don't hate
Does
it.
that
Yeah, I don't
intrigue
hate
you?
it.
Maybe in a 12-team league. I've never really liked him, but now he might be more needed.
Yeah, that's why. Like, I don't hate it because
Yeah.
they're gonna probably have to throw more. But yeah, I mean, other than that, was it is Deontay Thornton gonna take a step up? Jack Betch.
What about? Let me give you some names. How about
I think if I were playing Shaheed, I think I would go Tucker with the move.
Tucker over Shaheed?
Yeah.
What about? Let me find.
Seems like
Trey
a
Tucker.
dart throw for me.
Ugh. All right, Trey Tucker or Christian Watson taking on the Eagles.
Yeah, so we mentioned they just signed Jair Alexander. They bumped up their beefed up their defense a little bit. He was a guy I was kind of gonna be in on.
2 catches
But
for
if
58 yards last week.
If Golden plays, just adds more people to that crowded backfield. I liked it because Kraft was going to be out, and if Golden was out, then I was like, all right, it's really just Dobbs and Watson, so I'll take the shot on Watson.
They're projected the same amount of points.
I
if that's
think with that one, this doesn't even make sense either, but I'm going to take him purely because it's a short week. Watson.
Okay.
Short week, traveling to, I mean, it's not far, but in Denver this does not feel like it's going to be a great showing for the Raiders. That's just the vibe I'm getting. Broncos are on a freaking heater right now.
What about Darius Slayton against the Bears?
Shit, man.
Who just gave up
This is over Tucker.
Tucker. I'm just looking at flex, guys.
Do you have him up there?
I have them all up.
Yeah, what did he even do?
Slayton? He
It's
had
my deal or no deal guy.
5 for 62 against the Niners.
But I mean, even before you read that, I was leaning him just because we just saw what the Bengals did to Chicago. I'll take Slayton there.
All right. Then one more. How about?
I mean, these are all just flex at best, though.
Yeah, that's why we're here. How about Alec Pierce against the Falcons?
Yeah, he's coming off a good game.
He coming off 6 for 115. How you doing?
Yeah, but they kind of needed to do that because they were
Yeah.
losing. That one, I'd go Tucker.
I mean,
I
Pierce
thought of
is
another
more
one.
a Shaheed type of guy.
I thought of another one in that same game.
Downs?
Troy Franklin.
Oh,
In the same Thursday night game as Tucker. I thought that was
we'll see him on there.
an interesting one. Like you just mentioned to me, his targets have been going up.
Yeah, over the last, I think, half of the games, or like throughout the games up to this point, the second half of them, he's had more targets than Sutton.
It's just if you think, like you see the over-under, Denver's favored by more than a touchdown, you would think run the ball. Maybe Harvey gets more tick in this. Maybe Franklin's not really needed. I don't know. Where would you lean there?
What was it?
Franklin or Tucker? Same
Tucker?
game.
I'd go Franklin. I think he's have more of a chance in this matchup to have a big game. I think also with Bo Nix, like him and Franklin are one throw away, and it's probably on the higher side of probability than like a Shaheed or Pierce or those guys.
Yeah, also
And I
it's
like
just,
the offense better.
might just be, let me throw it to Bowers as much as I can.
That's pretty
And
much
if
what it was last week.
If I can't, I'll just dump it to Genty.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
Doesn't seem like a bad plan. It's a good segue into the Broncos. We're starting Bo Nix. I just said to you before this podcast started,
QB2.
Didn't realize how good he was. I knew he was doing good, but I didn't know it was that good. That's the decision I had in our league. I took Dak over him, and then he was taking the pick after me. I think they're separated. I checked today. They're separated by 8 points on the year.
No, that's nothing.
So it's
So it's really
QB2
close?
to QB6. Yeah. I think, well, it was like, I think it was
Oh, is Dak
196 196 for Dak, and it was like 203 or 205 for Bo.
Yeah, the game, some of Bo's games, they don't look
great. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he runs. That's what he has that, and he has the deep ball. Like he can do anything.
Yeah, 195. Yeah, 8 points.
No. So you're starting Bo. You're starting JK against the Raiders. Love that. Sutton.
Yeah, he's in there.
He's in.
Yeah.
What's the update on him recently?
1 catch last week.
Wide receiver 10.
40-yard touchdown.
Oh, he scored.
On Stingley.
All right. Yeah, I guess you're throwing him out there. Troy Franklin, he's had a couple big weeks. I'd be willing to throw him in my flex.
Yeah, flex play against the Raiders.
Maybe
sure.
RJ Harvey is the one question mark. Literally the opposite of what you would look for when starting a fantasy player. But the touches he's getting, he's not getting that many touches, but the touches he's getting, he's definitely making it work. 4 touchdowns in his last 2 games.
5 in his last 3.
5 in his last 3, and you have them listed out here. His touches per game since week 1: 7, 8, 5, 2, 4, 18 versus the Bengals, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm out.
How can you be in?
Yeah, it's
like, unless you're the desperate of desperate, which.
But this could be one of those
against the Raiders, everyone eats.
That 18 versus Cincy week. This could be one of those weeks.
No, I told you before we started also that I am considering. You talk about desperate of desperate. Someone who has Ken Walker and Tyron Tracy. He is in consideration this week.
Yeah, I mean, you think if Broncos are up 20 in the 4th,
they're
not going to.
It's a whole quarter of work.
They're not going to leave Dobbins out there. That's what they did against Cincy. It was Harvey the whole end of the game.
Yeah, so
I don't hate it, but
out of all weeks you can do it,
yeah,
it might be this one. And weird shit be happening on Thursday. So I guess he's the only question mark. All these other guys you're loving to throw in. Who do you have in this game?
Yeah, I didn't put Ingram in there just because he hasn't done shit.
Fuck him.
So
he's trash.
I feel like Troutman's had better games than him. I'm taking the heavy favorites.
What about with the spread included? Would you pick
Dude,
the Raiders
that one,
to cover?
I almost put that in the underdog for the Broncos to cover.
Oh, like you think it's going to be a blowout?
Or that at least.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know what you classify as a blowout, but I can see them winning by 2
touchdowns.
Yeah, I can see them winning by 10 or more.
Yeah, obviously I'll take the Broncos in this one as well. I don't know. What if you were me? You had RJ Harvey and you had Ken and Tracy. Would you throw him out there and with a chance to have a big game where his floor might be very low?
I would not play Ken. I mean, Singletary,
they used him too much.
This is one of those gut feeling ones where if you think Denver is going to handle them easily,
yeah, that's why. No,
this is the week to play Harvey.
Yep.
Yeah, like I said, if they're up big in the 4th, Dobbins is going to go out there. They want to save Dobbins,
sure,
because he's been so reliable and actually healthy.
Short week.
Yep. Yeah, that's another thing to think
Maybe
about.
More of a split. Talking myself into it. All right, another news. We're still trolling on our Thursday night dogs. 0 for 9. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, this is rough.
This is rough, but we're going to keep it rough with a Raiders pick. Mine is Trey Tucker. His alt line, 2.5 catches. No Jacoby. He literally did it last week. Come on.
What did he do last week? Because it was such a Bowers game.
3. He had 3 for something.
Oof.
But like you said, no.
Well, Jacoby was there.
Exactly. Doing nothing. He had 3 for 38. Okay. He's only not done that twice out of 8 games.
Maybe we should just stop saying that part in these.
Well, we got to show some logic.
All right, I like that one. Seems doable.
Seems.
We just took a 2.5 receptions with Mark, and he had 2. I'm going with J.K. Dobbins higher, 64.5 rushing yards. I'll say it because you just said it. I believe he's done that in every game except maybe one. His rushing yards.
Surely.
What was it, 64?
64.5.
Okay, so he's done that in every game but 3. But those 2 games were 63, 61, and then 40 against the Jets. But he's had games of 80, 83, 101, 111, 81. So he's been good. So I'm taking 64.5. You did bring up a point, though. Like, this does feel like short week. Could be a split action.
Maybe, though. I don't know. Just trying to throw stuff out there into the world.
But come on, JK. You've been good all year.
And our together pick is Bo Nix, 18.4 fantasy points over. We just talked about how good he's been.
It also
Probably
feels
gonna
like
be
a
good on
game
Thursday.
where he could get that like all in the first half, and then they just run it out in the second half.
Maybe he runs it one in. You never know.
That's big for this. A sixer, if he gets a rushing touchdown,
Oh, yeah.
it's a third of the way there already.
Oh, yeah. For real. Okay.
Let's hit one.
Starts of the week. We did great last week. Essentially 6.5, maybe, out of 8 picks. We're going to run that back and see if we can do that again. You want to go first? We're going to do 2 each or 1 each per position. Quarterback, running back, receiver, tight end.
So you sniped my quarterback.
Why don't you start it off with this amazing pick?
I'm going with Stanford great Davis Mills taking on the
Holy.
Jags at home.
No Stroud.
It's not official yet, but I'm assuming he's going to be out.
Will you sub to Stroud if
No,
he's in?
actually. I don't know. Mills came in against Denver and didn't look bad. Like, and that was against
he's
Denver.
had games before, but he's also had games where he looks literally.
Yeah, I always thought that he was like, as like a backup, because like he's been there forever. I feel like he wasn't awful for them, but yeah, I mean, there was other guys I could have taken here, but like for this segment, I feel like,
yeah, I sniped your guy.
Well, not only that, but like, I'm not gonna say like, yeah, Josh Allen against the Dolphins. Like,
Yeah,
obviously you're starting him.
We want to go a little lower.
I went pretty low, but
that's like the lowest.
I wanted Dart.
Okay, so that shows my pick: Jackson Dart versus the Bears. We just saw what Flacco did against him. Dart has been great. You told Moses that. You told me since he's been the starter, he's had like the 5th most fantasy points.
Touchdowns. Most touchdowns since like week 4. Whenever I think he came in.
Yeah, he just gets it done. I mean, these weapons are terrible, but he runs a lot. He gets away from trouble a lot, and he runs. Like I said, just kind of Bo Nix-esque. And against this shitty defense,
5 rushing touchdowns.
Sure.
In 6 games. So
yeah, give me some of that. So maybe if you have quarterbacks on bye this week, like Mahomes or Dak or Flacco, and a 1 quarterback league, maybe Dart and Davis Mills for sure will be on the waiver wire. They'll be serviceable for you, according to us.
So he played, just because we just talked about them, at Denver. He went 283 with 3 and a rushing touchdown. Jackson Dart did.
Yeah, that's
at
insane.
Denver.
Good for him.
He's seeming like the real deal. That's a good,
at least for fantasy.
Oh yeah, no, for sure for fantasy.
Yeah.
It's a great one. You can swing it back for your running back.
Okay, so I struggled picking one for the running backs this week. But maybe my pick is maybe for someone who hasn't really been paying attention for the last few weeks. In Carolina, they've made a clear swap to basically a workhorse role for Rico Dowdle versus the Saints. A defense that does not threaten me at all. The 5-4 Panthers, the vibes are high. Rico's been killing it.
Yeah, how about that?
And lock it in as top 10 option rest of season. Maybe keep him in there. Top 10 rest of season option.
Yeah, I think he's just Chuba from last year. I mean, he's obviously been better, but as far as like where Chuba was last year, it would just be that, if not better. And Chuba was what, like 11, 12 running back on the year?
He was higher, and then I think he kind of dropped off over the last couple of games. But
He did. Yeah, he missed a game or two at the end.
he
So
was great.
yeah,
Give me Rico.
mine is going to be a if and or that. I'm going Manungai against the Giants, but if
Okay.
Swift is active and playing, then I'm gonna go to JK on Thursday night versus the Raids.
Okay, so potentially 2 starts of the week for you this week.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. Both great matchups. Manungai was definitely the workhorse when Swift wasn't there and looked good. And we think the Broncos are going to walk all over the Raids.
I mean, yeah, guy, he just put up 200 scrimmage yards. So
First start, yeah, that's great.
My receiver. So I actually wanted your tight end specifically in this game.
Yeah, I put all mine in here first before you.
So because I wanted something part of this this team. So I went with Ladd versus Pitt. He's been good. Ladd's who's got him? Jay?
Little J.
So his targets 7, 10, 15, 9, 9. Those are all the last 5 weeks.
Yeah, I think this was the first half, second half situation with QJ and now Ladd, right?
Yeah. They played Tennessee, which was a closer game than it probably should have been. So he kind of had a down game, only 456, but give me Ladd as my wide receiver start of the week.
Okay, he's been good. Keep on fire there. My guy has been okay of recent, but the volume really hasn't been there for this guy. But an injury to one of his fellow receivers is going to put him in the start of the week for me. Stephon Diggs against my Bucks.
Do you alter that if Booty's playing?
Yes, for sure. To what? I don't know. We'll tweet it out. Yeah, so I think if the weapons are consolidated for Drake May, we've seen Diggs do it a couple times this year where he's had over 100 yards, a lot of catches. This could be a sneaky one. And even more sneaky, Pop Douglas. You could probably, I'll take either one. I think they both could have a solid game, and a game where there's probably going to be points on the board. And rocking with Drake May never seems like a bad idea.
that should be a really good game.
Right.
Hopefully two teams to top their division.
Yep.
2 quarterbacks
Bucks
that are
coming off
that
bye.
are top 10 quarterbacks for fantasy.
Yeah, so Diggs being definitely a lower receiver, probably in the low wide receiver 2/high wide receiver 3 situation. Maybe you can expect a little more of him this week. You mentioned my tight end. God, what's this guy's first name? Oronde Gadsden versus the Steelers. Thank you.
I watched his dad's highlights because he's a junior. His dad was sick. Played with Dan Marino in Miami.
Oh, wow.
Like it was like Dan Marino's end of his career, but
Shout out Dan Marino.
he was kind of sick.
Yeah, so we talk about the Chargers and how Herbert has been, changing who's he's throwing to as the years has gone on. This guy has definitely taken a share of the targets. I will say, however, that Joe Alt, I don't think we talked about him, but he's out for the year, right?
I said it in the chat.
Yeah,
out
but
for the
they
year.
did sign, I think they traded for a Saints O lineman. I don't know if you saw that, but obviously it's not going to be as good as him.
Oh, was his name like
I don't know his name.
Tyler Gennett or Bennett?
No idea. Tyler Bennett.
That is not going to be my shout out today. Yeah, no, you're right. I do want to look at that.
I mean, obviously we saw the
was
impact.
he the same position?
I don't know.
Probably. That would make sense.
We saw what happened when Joe Alt was out.
Trevor Penning.
Okay. Life was a lot harder for Herbert, but give me a piece of this offense should be an okay matchup. I think going into last week, the Steelers had one of the worst showings on defense against tight ends.
And just, pass defense was bad.
But I don't know.
I mean, to be fair, they still gave up. Pittman had a good game.
Yeah.
Downs scored. Pierce had a good game. So, they got the turnovers, but they still gave up 400 almost passing yards. So, it looked good, but also for fantasy, if you had any of those receivers, you were totally happy. So, I think it's a great pick.
Yeah, so give me a tight end with his arrow pointing up over the last few weeks. Who you got?
Mine, a lot of mine are just sus, man. pending Purdy.
This guy shouldn't be sus.
I'm going with my boy, George Kittle. Now, he's kind of a top tight end, but he really hasn't been since he's been back. So that's
He's
why.
only played 3 games, right?
Yeah, and they haven't been amazing,
Okay.
including a goose.
4 games, including week 1.
Yeah, including a goose in there 2 weeks ago,
Right.
or
For his first game back.
his first game back.
Yeah.
But we saw this game, that Thursday night game in LA. It was with Mac Jones. It was a freaking thriller of a game.
Mhm.
They always play each other well. It's a division battle. Niners are home for this one. Hoping Purdy comes back. Yeah, I'm feeling confident.
Gets in the end zone this week?
I'll say if Purdy's back, yeah.
Is that you killed it on your last touchdown guarantee spree.
I mean, of the guys we did, Rico's getting in the end zone, that's for sure. I don't know about any of the other guys.
All right, so you're a touchdown guarantee for Rico. We'll take it.
And yeah, if Purdy's there, give me a George tug.
All right. Love it. So we'll see if we can repeat our good performance last week. And lastly, we got the weekly DraftKings. You destroyed me last week. I think you had like 190 and I had
a
20 or something.
Freaking dominant in both.
Did you have the same lineup? I didn't even do the other one.
That was like the first time I've ever done that, dude.
The same.
I usually do different, but I felt so confident, and like they were my starts of the week, and I was just like, no, I think these guys are going to smash. So, yeah, Neil had a really good week too. He had 176. I think we had similar players. But I mean, yeah, the starts of the week smashed. Flacco 36. I got CMC 37. Loveland 32. Monungai 25.
Yeah.
Took Alec Pierce, who had 20. Even Jawan Jennings scored. The guy that probably was the outside of McCaffrey, I had Gibbs in there who had 5. So, I mean, if he does anything, I mean, I'm in the 200. So, yeah, that was probably one of my best DK lineups.
Yeah, I don't know what we are looking like on the season rankings. I've lost track at this point. Obviously, it'll be shown here. It might be pretty even at this point because I think I was doing well in the beginning.
Mike dominated us for like 2 weeks.
Won a few. You won last week. So we'll see what it is. I'll tally it up. But this week,
I don't like my team.
I think my team's interesting. There's not really a guy in my lineup I don't like.
There's a couple in mind.
Well, why don't you start it off?
Actually, there's only one, and it's because I had this amount of money left. My quarterback is your start of the week.
Forgot it already.
So I went with
Dart.
Jack's son, Dart.
Okay.
5,700.
Cheap.
Playing those
Bears.
Stinky Bears. Yeah.
No stack?
I got a stack.
You got a stack? All right. I was wondering who you would get. Okay.
I wanted to go Theo, but I didn't.
My quarterback is even cheaper than that.
Davis Mills?
Nope. At home against the Ravens, JJ McCarthy.
Ooh.
4,900.
That's cheap. You must have some bangers.
I got a few bangers. That's the reason why I always look for the quarterback matchup first.
I mean, he looks bad at times.
Yeah, hopefully I just don't watch and then I look and he gets 18
But last
points.
week, I think he was probably around there last week. He had 3 touchdowns.
3 touchdowns. So maybe in a game where they're going to have to throw a lot, I would assume.
I mean, I just played Jay and he has him on the bench. I only had 15 because he only had 143 yards, but 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, give me 15.
Including 1 on the ground.
And then my running backs, let's say them both. James Cook and Rico Dowdle. So Cook is 7,500 against the Butter Miami Dolphins. And Rico, once again, start of the week, 6,300 against the Saints.
I had both those guys, actually. I took out Cook because I wanted somebody else.
Okay.
But I do have Dowdle still. And my other running back hasn't done shit this year.
So you have Dowdle.
Yes, I have Rico. I had $4,600 left in my balance, and that left me with Nicholas Chubb.
Ooh.
Taking on the Jaguars at home.
Gross.
Yeah.
You're rocking with the Texans this week. All right. All right, give me you can just give me all your receivers if you want.
My 3 receivers,
Let's hear it.
just the one I happened to put at the first one, who was 4,000,
Who's leading it?
Demario Pop Douglas, taking on those Bucks. Feels great, even more so if Booty's out. It's like a semi dart throw / semi confident.
Mhm.
He's coming off 4 for 100. He's had a couple games.
He always does.
So yeah, I would think they need to pass. I don't know exactly where their defensive line ranks the Bucks, but every time, like, just
I think they're just a solid
because Vita
defense.
Vea is there, it just seemed like
Run stopping
between the
defense.
tackles, it just never feels good. So
Yeah.
and if it's not Ramondre,
Well, we know it's not Trevion.
what are they gonna freaking give it to Greg Jennings again?
Yeah.
So that's my first receiver. Second receiver is going to be the stack. I went with Wandale,
Okay, I was wondering if it was Slayton or Wando.
5,300. Once again, playing those Bears. We saw what the Bengals just did to them.
Okay.
And my third
Have
receiver.
fun with 9 for 30 yards.
Hey, that'll give me like 12 points.
Okay.
It's half PPR.
It's half.
Huh? All right, I'll take the 8. My third receiver, who happens to be the most expensive, at 8,600. JSN.
I wanted him.
Jackson Smith in
Couldn't-
Jigba.
Couldn't figure out how to get him in there with these other guys that I wanted.
So he's who I put in over Cook.
okay.
And then I kind of made a
You
little
got
bit of
Chubb
tweaks.
in there for JSN. All right, seems fair. I also have Pop Douglas, 4,000. And then my 2 solid receivers are Justin Jefferson, of course, 7,900 against the Ravens. And I got Devontae Adams against the Niners,
Also had him in.
7,700.
Mhm.
Tight end. We'll go with my guy. I like this guy with Gabriel, Harold Fannin Jr. against the Jets, 4,200. They definitely have a connection there. He's got in the end zone a couple times. This Jets defense got a lot worse today. So, sure, fire it up.
My tight end.
Better or worse?
Oh, extremely worse. He's coming off a good game. I think he can be a security, like a check down guy for a guy replacing the
Schultz?
starter. Dalton Schultz.
I almost thought about picking him up, actually.
I got 2 Texans playing that Jags defense.
All in on the Texans. Literally all in. Can't be more in.
Give me 5 for 50 and I'm fine. And my flex.
Yep.
Even though it says they're playing the number 1 hardest team, I went with the man himself, CMC.
Oh, shit.
9,000.
Okay.
I had to have, every week I've had either Taylor or CMC.
Seems like a good formula.
And then I'll just round out my defense and you can finish off your 3. It left me with the Browns. That was my balance.
Oh, the Jets.
So feels fine.
Feels good.
Hopefully Fields has a stupid week or a confusing week, whatever. But yeah, Browns, Myles Garrett, they've been solid.
Okay.
So I'm happy with them. 2,900.
Love that, and especially with CMC. My flex is Jameson Williams. See if I can get one of his good weeks here. 4,900 against the Manders.
I was looking at trading for him in Dynasty. Kev has him.
And this defense pick was actually one of my first picks. 2,600 Patriots against my Bucks, who haven't looked great over the last couple weeks.
I had them in there. And
they're cheap, but that's because the Bucks on paper are good, but sneaky have not been recently.
Yeah, so I had them in there, but just I don't know if Bucky's back. They could. I don't know. Like I said, should be a really good game. Those are 2 first place teams playing each other. Baker's been great.
Okay, that's really it. Any fantasy updates? Our league is still congested at the top. I think it's Eric, then me, then Little J has arisen.
Then me.
Then you, and then Kev, and then a bunch of shit. Yeah. Mike beat me.
The 2-14.
Just the worst thing you can imagine. It's not what my team needed.
Mike up to 4-14. A double win back from 7th.
Still not technically mathematically eliminated.
He's got
If he
a
wins again, you'll for sure see him next week.
1%. Yeah.
And I'm playing Big J this week. And I have no Dak. I'm playing Dylan Gabriel.
I'm playing the first place team. Woody's Packers.
Hate that.
Yeah, we're going through it over here with as a Jaden owner.
Bye weeks,
Might
injuries,
be some trade potentially
potential
happening.
trades.
I'm looking.
League breaking trades.
Yeah.
But we still got, 6 weeks? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15? Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Still
So
a
10
lot
possible
to be done.
games. No, 12.
Yep. 12 decisions left. Anything else before we get out of here?
That's it. Good luck out there. Maybe I'm thinking maybe a week from today we can do like a
Playoff preview
yeah.
to get ready for playoffs, schedules and
maybe.
whatnot.
Oh wait. You're not going to be here. We'll figure it out.
Matt needs a replacement, so we're looking.
We could delay that one more week. The closer to playoffs, probably the better.
For all you listening out there, Matt needs a partner next week. So if you want to submit your resume,
phone in.
You know how to get to us. All right, that's it for the Week 10 preview. Good luck to everybody. We got Raiders and Broncos. What a game.
I got a shout out.
Primetime Gino.
This is my shout out.
Happy Thursday.
We go to school. Shout out Aaron Cathy.